the consumer price growth, which is kind of the proxy for inflation, year over year held steady at 5.4% in June. It was slightly higher than expected. The expectation was 5.3%. What does this mean? It means inflation's still here. The big question, which I'm sure people have heard, the hot question is it transitory inflation or is it actual inflation that's here to stay? That remains to be seen. We'll have to see. I will say there still is a lot that's being worked out in the market. I think one of the big ones is kind of automobiles. I mean, it's been no hidden secret that automobiles are just stuck on the lot because they don't have the chips to make them run. There's a lot of variables there. So, but that's, the key with that is if it's not inflation, if it's not transitory inflation, I should say, is will we begin to see the Fed begin to rein in some of their quantitative easing measurements and all that. So that actually did play a little volatility to start this week. The Fed minutes stated that they could see that this year, them start to rein in some of their buying. So that's really the big impact possibly on the market right now that we're seeing with that inflation number. And that's the big thing to keep an eye on.
Sure, and the Federal Reserve comments, they focused on the fact that this number was, even though a little bit higher than they thought it might be, it's still lower than the previous report. So they've focused on the fact that this is the evidence that it is transitory, that meaning inflation, and things are going to get better here soon, right? Then hopefully they can ease all their mitigation techniques, which printing money and doing all the things and tapering. But they were kind of ignoring in that release the fact that the PPI has been much higher and stayed steadily higher. That's an inflationary number as well, the producer price index. And just for the record, the Bureau of Labor Statistics came out with their July numbers. Gasoline is up year over year from July 2020 to July 2021, up 41%. So you don't need me to tell you that. Everybody goes to the gas station and they can tell that right away. But certain areas of the country, it's even worse. Airline fares are up 19%. That's no surprise because they had to drop them to next to nothing because nobody was flying last summer. But then also transportation services are up 6%. Food is up 3.4%. And food is a big component of a lot of people's budgets, obviously. So a 3% move in food is a lot. And of course, my favorite is bacon, up 13%.